Hi guys, Coach Fenz here from FTP Training for your Friday Tips with Fenz. Another common question I get asked, especially with people starting a training program with us, especially because we like to train primarily with the use of power meters, is what is threshold power? What is functional threshold power, FTP? Again, all of the training intensities that we look to coach using, whether it be recovery, endurance, tempo, threshold, VO2, anaerobic sessions, are all there specifically to target specific energy systems in the body. And they correlate primarily to certain percentages of our current threshold power. What that means is that threshold power is based around the assumption of your maximum hour power. Okay, most people don't ever do an hour power test, which is basically 60 minutes at full gas. And the reason for that is that most of the time we don't have 40-kilometer time trials just around the corner that we can go and really give ourselves a good flogging for to identify what our hour power is. And a functional threshold was based upon that. It was the ability to do your 40-kilometer or 25-mile time trial and what power you could sustain for that duration of time. The reason for that is that over about an hour, the contribution of your anaerobic energy system is actually quite small. And therefore, realistically, your hour power is being fueled primarily by your oxidative systems or your aerobic energy system. And you can carry that for a long period of time. So it became what we call functional threshold power, your hour power. Now for most of us, as I say, we can't do an hour power test. So what we often do at FTP training is we give our riders 20-minute threshold tests, and then what we look at is the maximum power they can sustain for 20 minutes, and then we multiply that by 0.95. The 5% within that 20-minute effort is generally considered to be the contribution of the anaerobic work capacity in that 20-minute effort. So we reckon that normally for most people over the course of an hour you can sustain around 95% of what you can hold for 1 hour. So that really is our threshold power. Once we've identified that and say arbitrarily I call that say 300 watts is your threshold power that you can hold for an hour, we then start to get an identification of how much percentage of that will target specific energy systems. So for instance, if we're targeting the VO2 energy system, we may look to elicit a power output in efforts from 3 to 10 minutes of between 105 to 120% of our current threshold. If we're looking to do what we would call sweet spot training or SST, we might be looking around 88 to 90% of our current threshold. Tempo work might be between 80 to 85%. So as you can see, all of those will look to elicit a certain performance gain, and with VO2, it's optimal performance or optimal adaptation of mitochondrial density, oxidative enzymes in the muscle at a peripheral level, but also massive gains within our central system. Your left ventricle size, the muscle of your left ventricle, diaphragm muscles, etc. All of those things will be really targeted optimally with VO2 work. Whereas if we're doing some maybe more tempo work, we may be looking at really optimizing our oxidative capacity in our muscles. So again, power output is the gold standard for training. It really provides us with the best optimization of your time to really target specifics for an event. And threshold power, remember, is the power you can hold for 1 hour. And we generally find it by multiplying what you can hold for 20 minutes by 90 or 0.95, 95%. All right, guys, I hope that helps. Get out there. If you haven't already been given an FTP test by one of your FTP training coaches, then I'm sure they'll set you one soon. Please don't hate me for too long. Speak to you soon. I'll catch you on the trails. Bye-bye.